Hey everybody, this is Chris with ORBTraders.com. I'm going to go over the October 2nd, happy October by the way, October 2nd trade plan. Let's start just by looking at our events on deck. Looks like I've got these filtered out already, but unemployment claims early in the morning. Let me actually double check this time zone. Yep, 3:50. So this is Mountain Standard Time. Tentative, assuming there were some adjustments to the numbers. I would just keep that in mind. Usually this is at 6:30, so an hour before the market opens. We have another FOMC speaker getting on the mic, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's just dive into the levels. Today was quite the ripper of a day on both the ES and the NQ. Let's just start over. Let's actually just look at the ES, get these levels set up here. I shared this in the Discord already, but we were looking at a fib from last week's low to the current week high and came down and tagged and held perfectly on the 50%. 23 is above us, and then 61 is above that. So those are the fib targets on deck. I'm going to keep that there, but we're going to go ahead and just adjust the levels like always, starting with our overnight open. We still got 8 minutes, so that is going to need to be adjusted. So adjust at open, or if you're trading overnight, when I say open, I mean tomorrow's open, but if you're trading tonight, just adjust this to be accurate based on the opening time. Friday high for Wednesday session is at 67.69.5. That's Gus's favorite number. JK. Prior day low. Let's move this over. Let's get the low. 67.05 and a quarter. And we're leaving Sundays open. We're leaving the last week lows below us. Current week high. It's also prior day high. And we have a new all-time high set. We are going to keep this level on here though, the prior all-time high. So I'm just going to put P in front of that. Let me kill these notifications down here. Sorry, that's me and my gaming intraday action. Let's go ahead and pull this chart back up. So we got our prior day high, our prior all-time high. The prior day high, current week high, and the current all-time high. And then, of course, if you want to box in, just have this set so you can visualize that for tomorrow. Oops. I generally change these to blue, and you can make this exact, but close enough. I would say the high was 67.29, low 67.06 and a quarter. Got a good 15-minute range, close above today. Wicked up, and then could have got in on that retrace. But this is the same method as always, open range breakout, whether you do the 15 or the 5. I feel like the ES is probably better on the 15, and the NQ is probably better on the 5. Could also just depend on the day that you're trading. But another note here, you could start looking at fibs once you break out of this area or even this area and start to draw and look for retracements and touches. Technically, you'd bring this up here, tag to 38, hit those targets. Could also look at this breakout zone. So once you broke out, technically it would be out of here. So it would be this whole 15-minute candle where you have multiple TPs. So when you're drawing fibs, look for an area such as this area of consolidation where we're compressing. Look for that breakout, draw out of that breakout from its low to its high until you get a first reversal candle. So from green to green, and same concept on the other way down. For RTH fib draws, you could certainly just take the low to the high, and you could keep this on deck as a potential area overnight that you may be looking for some support to kick in on the buy side. And we could bring this actually over to tomorrow. And I'm just going to change this so it doesn't go into the open. So you got a level there. And keeping that on deck and adding potential targets above. But again, as always, if you're going into tomorrow and say your chart is like this, it might look like a shitload of lines and might be confusing, but the goal is the same. Look for your opening range set, whether you do 15 or whether you do 5. Have that set, get a candle that breaks. You can either play that reversal back to the opening range edge, so the opening range high here. You can also play that to the opening range mid, or even the opening range low, or a potential indicator like VWAP or EMA. Try to take that buy and go towards the long side. Look for some TPs. As always, you can leverage the Discord's resources. Let me see if I can pull this up here, where it has the chart or the entry and exit list. Just a quick checklist to help traders who are new to the opening range. And then be careful if you get into a position and you have a daily level that may be in the way, whether it's the overnight open, if that is actually going to be where it sets, or a prior day high. Just be mindful, because you might go in and tag it and get taken out and have it reverse on you. In the morning, I'll also go ahead and draw the overnight high and low, depending on where the Asia and London sessions get set. So keep those in mind. We could sweep those levels and take action to the opposite end. So maybe the Asia and London session break above here. Maybe the market opens up tomorrow morning and we take those highs out and sweep that liquidity, and maybe we reverse. But just keep an eye on your market internals, what those are showing to help leverage your intraday scalping. That's pretty much it for the ES. I'll go ahead and switch over now to the NQ. Similar action, orb up, nice 15-minute candle. Bit of a different story when you look at the ES, where you had your first candle that breaks up at 8:15. Your second candle came back down, versus the NQ did not come back down all the way. There was certainly a wick. Now it is a lot higher. I guess the range on this one was 37 points, 37.25. The range on this was only 8.25. So, of course, the denominations on each ticker or each tick is different. The ES 12.5 and the NQ at 5. So, just wanted to call out the difference there on that opening range breakout, first 15-minute candle, and the behavior in relation to the ES and the NQ. Anyways, going back to the levels, just to get these set for tomorrow. Same concept as always. Let me clear out our overnight high and our overnight low. We held on to that 61, which is a part of the fib. Now, technically, you would actually, or I would, take this fib draw from low to high and then draw this box in, just like I did on the ES. And I'm only boxing the 30, 50, and the 61. So 38 all the way down to 61. I leave the fib level down here, this purple level, 78, as the last line in the sand for supports until that, draw gets taken off. Anyways, I'm going to keep this up. I'm actually going to move this over to the next day as well. Just in case something crazy happens overnight and we come back down, I'll be watching to see if this actually holds, and then we bounce up. The targets are still above at 25.1 and then 25.3. And we did set a new all-time high, barely. Previously it was at 27s. Now we're up at 36s. So I'm going to adjust this. We're going to go gray. Call this a prior all-time high. And then we'll also put out a new all-time high. First, we're going to do prior to high plus all-time high plus current Actually, we'll go current week high. Plus all-time high. Make that red. And we'll remove this current week high draw. Also remove this. And then we need to move the overnight open. Now that it's open, we can at least set this. So overnight opened at 25, 9 1/4. And while we're doing that, let's just go ahead and update the ES. Overnight open. It'd be nice if that would just snap on. It's only the new draws that seem to snap in Thinkorswim. So the open was at 67.57. Okay, back to the ES or the NQ. Then let's also grab. Oh, it looks like I never actually moved that. I don't know why I didn't move that. Probably because it's moving slow today. Friday low up here, right at Sunday's open. So I'm gonna adjust a couple things here. Sunday open, moving that to the left so we can see it. Prior day low for today was at 24,726. So we got a prior day low, a prior day high, overnight open, prior all-time high. We got last week's lows below us, prior last week low also well below. Turn that one gray. So we're still holding this last week low to previously current week high fib, and the target is at 25,106 above us. You could also grab the current fib for the day's low to high, just like we did on the ES. Box that in, and we can bring this over just before the market opens. So we have that support zone there. Now this could certainly fall through, but as always, we're just going to wait. Say we have an opening range up here. We'll see what happens, overnight, and see if that's above or below the overnight highs. And then we'll play our opening range breakout. Look for a breaker. Look for a retest, and take that trade. I will not do a retest, and I'll just enter in if I see the tick in extremes. If we are moving across equities very rapidly, just like today, how we had the VXN, flushing and continuing to stay low. Same with the VIX, and we had a majority of tick prints above zero. But that's going to be pretty much all the levels for myself that I will be sharing. I'll drop the chart in Discord, and we'll just do the normal post. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. I'll stream the first 15 minutes, the first hour of the action, looking for that first 15-minute range to get set and look for a trade. If this is your first time stopping by, check out orbtraders.com. Sorry, it's been a minute since I did this trade plan video. Spent last week in Vegas. Now we're back, just trying to get into the swing of things. So I'll try to get better at putting these out every day like I was before. Some days it is just easier for me to just share out the levels and the chart. So sorry in advance if you are needing a video. The more people that like, subscribe, comment down below, talk about the trade plan videos if they are helping, the more I'm going to make. The plans, I'll always have these plans for myself personally, but the more I see it's helping other people, if people are more vocal, that it is something that they would like to see and have, daily. That's something I'm going to be doing for 2026 in the paid program every single day. I'm going to do these for myself regardless, and the cost is fairly cheap, $25 a month for this, and also the streams. It's not that much. If you can't afford $25 a month, I totally get it. There's other free services out there. Go grab them by all means. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for me. Hope you guys have a good day. Trade safe. We'll talk to you later.